Joints January, day 16. Today we're going to be training the shoulder joint at a moderate intensity. I want you to lie on your back in the prisoner arm position. And if you can reach your hands back to the floor, I want you to press the back of your hands, so the knuckles, into the ground. If you can't reach and you're slightly off the ground, that's fine. Just stay there, hovering off the floor. Wherever you're at, I want you to start to push in the elbows to the floor and then push the knuckles down. If you're at the floor, your knuckles will be pushing into the ground. If you're not, you're just trying to push lower into or closer to the floor. I want you to build up the pressure at the elbows, pressing into the ground to about a 4 out of 10. And I want you to build your knuckles pressing down to a 4 out of 10 as well. I want you to start to press the knuckles down at a 6 out of 10. The elbows keep pressing down at a 4 out of 10. Keep holding, pressing both the elbows and the shoulders down. Should be starting to feel some fatigue at this point in the shoulder joint. Hold for another 10 seconds, pushing down around a 6 out of 10 with the hands, 4 out of 10 with the elbows. And relax. Lie onto your left side. Take your left hand and support your head. Take your right hand and place your pinky down to the floor. Touch the floor and push into the ground as you create a semicircle around you. I continue to push into the ground as my arm goes up. And once I hit my head height, I'm going to have to take my hand off the ground, but I keep coming overhead, so my bicep brushes my ear. I'm straightening my elbow. Once I hit here, I can't go any further, so I'm going to internally rotate. The easiest way to think about that is my knuckles are starting to face towards the ground. That opens up my range of motion where I can reach back more, and I continue to internally rotate into the space where now my thumb is pointing toward the ground. Now my knuckles are pointing towards the ground. And you should be able to now touch your pinky finger to your bum. From that point, I want you to keep your knuckles pointing to the ground and reach back behind you. Pause when you get to the point when you can't reach back behind you any further, and then externally rotate. Easiest way to think about that is my palm is coming up towards the roof, and a bit beyond that even. Keep reaching up behind you, and I'm trying to keep my hand going toward the floor. I reach back overhead. My bicep brushes my ear. That gives me the ability to press my pinky down into the floor again. I press into the ground, drag back to where I started. Let's switch up sides. So right hand side. I support my head with my hand. I take my left hand to the ground and my pinky presses in. I keep pressing into the ground as I start to raise up over my head. I continue to push into the ground until I hit my head. And when I can't travel on the floor anymore, I raise my hand off the ground, still reaching overhead, my biceps brushing my ear. Make sure my elbow is straight. I begin to internally rotate at that block overhead. And I'm thinking knuckles down towards the floor. I try to crank into that internal rotation as much as I can. That opens up some space back behind me and allows me to internally rotate more. Now my knuckles are facing towards the ground. I'm still trying to reach towards the floor. My pinky finger can now touch my bum. I reach back behind me. Once I hit that second roadblock, I externally rotate, so palm points up towards the roof and then a bit beyond even. I keep trying to go over my back, but staying as close to the ground as I can. I then come overhead. My bicep can touch my ear. My pinky finger can touch the ground. I drag back down to that starting point, and then I release.